Hello, everyone. It's October 1st, and that means it's time to get spooky. As I mentioned when playing the Heavy Rain demo, I am going to attempt to start playing the Call of Cthulhu video game through the month of October. Now, it may not go well. I am not the greatest at keyboard games, so I may struggle with this. There are more buttons that I have to remember to push than I'm used to, so it may be difficult for me. But we're going to try for approximately a half hour every day to fill up the whole month. I'll spread it out if it looks like I'm going to finish before Halloween. But let's go ahead and read what all is going on. Because I've been talking, I have not read the words here yet. And I will mostly be silent when dialogue is going to be on screen. Occasionally reading stuff out, maybe making some quips every now and then. But let's see what's going on. Chapter 1, Pierce Investigations Agency, Boston. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. If I am man, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his calumnies can remain sane to the hideous end. HP Lovecraft. For those that don't know, Call of Cthulhu is based on the work of HP Lovecraft. Once the game gets situated, I'm going to stop briefly to grab some headphones because I can't actually hear anything that is happening at the moment. There we go. Hopefully I'll be able to hear now. I hate the sound of my own voice when I have earbuds in my ears, but in order to hear the game, which I can hear perfectly now, I couldn't hear the music at all without the earbuds. So movement is the typical WASD. There's a crouch option. There's, I think shift does something, allows me to run maybe? Oh, I'm not pushing shift. Let's back up and try again. I'm going to start walking and then push shift, which I think will run. Okay, a little bit. There's a shoot button, but I don't think I have a weapon yet. Alright, so all sorts of gory goodness in here. Crouch. Okay, I already did that, but it makes sense to teach players what to do. Even. Oh, we're locked in. Okay. Is there a jump? I don't recall a jump button. I don't think there actually is. I'm liking the graphics. It's spooky without being overly dark. So many games like for everything to be way too dark. Oh, I can't go that way? Huh. It's a lamp. I can't take that. Lantern. Because it made sure to teach me how to crouch, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an area for me to crouch through. Yeah, there we go. Is this where I would have came out if I'd been able to get through here? Now, if you're not familiar with the works of HP Lovecraft, I can't say I'm super familiar from having read them, but Counter Darkness. You must light up some items in order to interact with them. Okay. Remember, there's something about light having to deal with the mouse wheel. What is this? Okay. I'm probably going to have to grab the... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright. Oh. Bolt cutter. Okay. So we'll go cut the chain in a bit. I want to look around a bit. If you're not familiar with Lovecraft's works, most of what I know about it is from other media. Fantasy Flight Games, a board game company, does a lot of board games based off Lovecraft's work, because his work is public domain, I believe. So I know a bit about that. He focuses on psychological horror more than the regular slasher stuff. But a lot of his story...
Fate inescapably draws you on.
Okay, that was worth interrupting me for. But he likes to toy with his character's sanity, I believe. Sanity plays a part in pretty much everything of Lovecraft's that I'm familiar with. Okay, I guess I don't need to cut them. It's not giving me the option. Is that something I can pick up? I want to pick stuff up. What's going on up here?
What a putrid offering.
Yeah, it looks like it would be putrid. What is this? Oh! We're sea creatures. I thought it was like some unspeakable monster, but it looks like a whale or something that's been disemboweled.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Man, I wish Heavy Rain had a run feature.
Already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
We were in a nightmare.
I hate whiskey.
New place discovered. Pierce Investigations Agency. Push J for the journal. Alright. October 20th, 1924. Pierce Investigation Agency. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they're different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling? So it looks like there's a few different things we can look at. Alright, we could see Pierce's strength, medicine, occultism, psychology, and spot hidden. Spot hidden represents your ability to find hidden objects. Improving this skill increases your chances of finding hidden objects. An undiscovered object will not appear in game. Interesting. So it looks like we're going to be able to improve our stats. For sanity, mental trauma. Confident in your abilities and your Cartesian mind, you conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts, your convictions, and your perception of reality. Your conclusions are logical and reliable. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Meuse Argonne offensive. Apologies if I mispronounced that. He is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He even consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off nightmares that haunt him. Is there anything else under the case file? No. Dark water. You don't have any information on inhabitants, places. The Pierce Investigations Agency, my private detective agency, contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston, where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles. But this place is mine, for the moment. Nothing under occult. Clues, we're in Chapter 1, but we've only just started. And inventory, I have a lighter. My old lighter that I engraved in memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. Alright. Okay, not going through that door. There's something. Have a drink. Of course. That will affect your destiny. Okay. One drink is going to affect my destiny. I dig it. Can I have another? Okay, we're not going to this time.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
I already read this. Okay. No, I want the music on. Interesting that turning music on and off saves the game.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. Alright, that phone is driving me crazy. I'd have to drink in order to talk to someone. Okay.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Okay, I have 8 CP available. So let's look at what these do. Eloquence represents your ability to influence those you talk to by your power of speech. Improving this skill increases your chances of convincing or manipulating during discussions. Strength represents your ability to call on your physical power. Improving this skill increases your chances of forcing doors or mechanisms, or of using violence, physical or verbal, during interactive discussions. Medicine represents your medical knowledge. Improving this skill increases your chances of determining the dosage of a drug, of making a diagnosis, or of expressing your understanding of a medical problem. Occultism represents your knowledge of the occult sciences. Improving this skill increases your chances of determining the use and origin of occult artifacts and of expressing your knowledge of the myth. Psychology. Did I already read this one? Spot hidden and investigation. Investigation represents your investigating talents. Improving this skill increases your chances of understanding past events by analyzing a crime scene or an object and picking locks. I'm most interested in occultism, so let's do that. I've got 7 available. Let's do one more. So 6 CP available. Okay. So I've got 4 altogether. I could go up one more level, but let's do hidden objects. Okay? I've got 2 left. Is there anything that I can all the way up for with 2? Yeah, medicine. Just medicine. So let's do that. Okay? Okay, what do I do now? I've done this, how do I leave? I'm clicking escape. Oh, press enter to validate. Okay. Do you really want to validate this character points attributions? Yes. So that's going to be entered.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
No.
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
Nice guy.
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
Rude. Accurate, but rude.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If
Yes,
you
to
come
both.
to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting.
I'd rather not.
Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness,
Yes, are we done?
or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Alright, let's look at our objectives. Alright, examine the painting. Okay, so missions and stuff. That was my stats, and that's my sanity. Okay, dark water, I don't know what that is. Clues, no clues, but I haven't really done anything. Alright, so we want to examine the painting and examine the files. I want to do the paintings first. Oh,
There's
okay.
a symbol on the
Push it.
man's chest. It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
A strange picture painted by Sarah Hawkins a short while before her tragic death was sent to her father just after the artist died. He's convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to reopen the Sarah Hawkins case, named after his daughter, who died in a fire alongside her entire family. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case. The art of Sarah Hawkins. Intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced imposter for others, Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images with violent colors and wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal open to other dimensions. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private investigator. Okay, that just switches those. Okay. Is there a reason to inspect my lighter? Not really. And then for clothes, oh, we can inspect it. Okay. Anything on the back? No. I don't think inspecting was really what I wanted to do. Alright, let's exit this. And go over to the files over here. There we go.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it's unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Oops. Okay.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Your daughter's insane. Let's see. Okay, I was too busy reading out loud to focus on what I was reading.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the Police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You will be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater.
You could leave for Darkwater and find out about Darkwater. Stephen Webster, 63, businessman. A wealthy businessman, well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He is ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. Charles Hawkins, 41, ship owner. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater. The heir of a ship owner family, he used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived a very secretive life. Sarah Hawkins, painter. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnists. A wealthy Boston heiress, known for her party-going, chooses to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers, and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continues seeks the truth. Simon Hawkins, 11, schoolboy. Only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins. He died in the fire that claimed his whole family. Let's see what's this. File on the Sarah Hawkins case. Alright, we've read all that. Okay?
I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Interesting that we saw a dead whale earlier. Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows. But today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coasts of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Dark.
I want another drink. I'm gonna go investigate spooky stuff. I need to get drunk, dang it. Alright, now I can barely see. Okay, I could read stuff, but let's go ahead and leave. Oh, gotta push and hold. Okay. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse, set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Alright everyone, once it loads up, I am going to go ahead and exit and save, and we will pick this up tomorrow. I hope you'll make sure you check back in, like and subscribe below. I'm Robbie O'Leaf, and as soon as this loads and any cutscenes or anything occur, I'm going to Robbie O'Leaf. But let's watch this first. Focus Home Interactive presents game by Cyanide Studio.
We're almost there.
Call of Cthulhu. Sila.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Alright everyone, with that, I'm going to head out, and I'll see you tomorrow.